Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of The Mediocre Dentist. I am your mediocre host, Dr. David Galler.
And I am your mediocre co-host, Dr. Andrea Derniski.
And tonight is a little bit more of a somber podcast. Meaning, if you go to ChatGPT and you say, tell me about the mediocre dentist, ChatGPT will tell you it is a fun, entertaining, exciting, laughable, relatable,
authentic,
our favorite word, relatable, enjoyable podcast.
Yeah.
Designed not for clinical education, designed to make you feel better about yourself and uplift your spirit. And sometimes that means we make jokes, we crack jokes, we have domestics, we talk with Sean. But tonight we're going to talk about a little bit of a serious topic. We're going to talk about our friend Amir Daoud.
The mediocre dentist, the mediocre dentist. 'Cause sometimes you just feel mediocre. The mediocre dentist, the mediocre dentist. I am mediocre, you are mediocre, and that's not that bad.
yes.
Amir Daoud was a dentist, a father, a son, and a husband to Diana. And he came into my world in 2018.
Under the most interesting of circumstances because of his name. Remember that? You almost didn't bring him into our...
Oh, so, well, that's a middle talk from my lovely wife. Here we go. Click
It
the
never
middle talk.
ends.
Andrea starts stories in the middle, and to all of us, it's a giant riddle. Middle talk.
It never ends.
Okay, he is a dentist. He grew up in Egypt. Then he went... Let's give a quick history of his life.
Sure.
He grew up in Egypt. His dad was a surgeon, and he moved back and forth from England to Egypt quite a few times during his younger years. Settled in England finally, pursued a career in dentistry, went to the Royal College of Dentists, was about to become a UK dentist. Recession
Major
hit.
practice.
He decides he's going to America. He goes to America. He enrolls at NYU. He's driving a cab. He takes the PASS program. He does 2 years of the PASS program. He becomes a dentist, falls in love with a pharmacology Egyptian woman, and they fall in love. They move down to Tampa. He opens an office, expands it, opens an office, expands it, eventually comes into the re-engage course in Tampa.
Yeah.
Takes it. He's just fire. He is a ball of fire
And energy.
action and energy and can do. And he has a cool accent.
Brilliant
and he looks
mind.
Brilliant mind. Very successful dentist. Eccentric, driven, almost addictive personality.
Loving.
Very loving. Would give you the shirt off his back.
Yep.
Close knit, but driven like we do not usually see.
Yeah.
He comes to the course and he goes, well, David, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it big. That's how we talked. And next thing you know, like to him to start 20 Invisalign cases in a week, all he had to do was mentally get there.
Yep.
Everything else, just whatever he was going to do, all on fours, milling. Like I think he had like 3 mills. I think he had like 3 Cerix or something like that.
Yes.
2 lasers.
And he was consistently buying more. It was always more. Always.
Anyway, life goes on. We're growing. He's teaching. He's the class president. He's driving the business. He's innovating. He's hefty. He's about 285 at the peak. Accomplishes many things. Diamond Club Maker president of the Diamond Club Maker presidents.
Yes.
He's the top of the food chain out of Invisalign. He's the top of the food chain Scheduling Institute. He's the top of the food chain Fatona. I mean, he's the top of the food chain in a lot of areas. He has one of the
He's just
biggest.
so smart. Like his mind, like it
He's
never
smart,
stopped.
driven.
I know, but that is a powerful combination when you have both. A lot of we know driven people, but they don't have the capacity to think through all those things. Like I think it was, in his end, or in the end, it was probably too much. It probably possessed him in a way, but his mind could never stop.
Could never slow down.
It could never slow down, and it always wanted and needed more.
Yeah. 280. So here's where the story gets weird. He's 285 pounds,
Yeah.
super unhealthy, always wanted to lose weight. Boom. Takes calcium score, which everyone should take, by the way. Tells you how much plaque is in your arteries.
Yes.
I was 150, 154, which is not great, but not terrible.
I haven't done it yet.
Yeah. Our friend Julia just took it. She got a score 0.
0.
Yeah, she's like a teenage heart.
Oh my Lord.
No plaque, no arthrosclerosis.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's some good
Crazy.
genes. Nicely done.
Unbelievable,
Yeah. Okay.
Julia. Shout out, Julia. He takes it. He's got like 700.
Yeah.
They got to do like triple
It wasn't bypass.
emergency
No, it was stents. Yeah.
Triple stents. Like, he's like, David, I'm supposed to be dead.
That
He's
wasn't
like,
even
David, I'm supposed to be
no,
dead.
sweetheart. He was already at that point. He had already lost a lot of weight. He was already well into his health track because that was right before we
He was
went.
already losing weight by then.
So to some extent, and that's why they say it's good to do these things because it's cumulative damage. You can change your lifestyle, but I think that score comes from what's already happened before that. You don't get to wipe it.
Whatever you're doing.
You don't get to wipe it clean. So, anyways, I just wanted.
Yeah. So he's already lost weight. He has that. And then after, he's on a mission to lose weight. And he drops down to like 175.
Yeah.
And his face looks different. He's working out like a fiend every morning. He's running like a ghost is chasing him.
Yes.
He's lifting every morning. He's up at 4 a.m. LFG. Let's fucking go.
Inspiring us all.
He's eating
Just
healthy,
get it done.
Unbelievable. Gives up drinking almost entirely. Doesn't gamble anymore.
Yeah.
Still the same
All vice is
fun-loving guy.
gone.
And we're like all amazed by him. He comes here in January for the podcast kickoff. He does an interview, which we're going to watch together. And then on April 6th, the Monday, I go for a calcium score, which is a hard score to take, a hard test to take because insurances don't cover it.
Yeah.
And doctors want to prescribe it because they don't want the paperwork to have to tell your insurance company. But it's like $100, it's between $100 and $1,000. And there are 2 dentists who told me. He said take it, and Dr. David Clark, who also had a heart attack, said take it. So I went and I took it. And it was like literally $100, depending on what place you go to. It could go up to $1,000. Takes 90 seconds. You just breathe into a tube in front of a machine. And it came out. So I get that back, and I'm like, I remember exactly where I was. I got the score back, 154. I text you. I'm like, hey, babe, gonna be around for a while, 154. Keep the Ben and Jerry's coming. And you write, what the fuck's going on with Amir? And I was like, what are you talking about? And you're like, Diane just texted us.
To pray for him.
To pray for him.
And
he collapsed.
It doesn't look
and
good.
I'm like, what? Like, I just took the test on Monday that he said to take. And I was like, I was in disbelief because he had a health scare in November with the stents and he pulled through.
Yeah.
And as the day went on, things just got weirder and crazier. By like 8 p.m., I was like, I've had enough of this. I'm flying down to Tampa. Yeah. I land in the morning. I meet his good friend and cousin Fadi. And he says, I just want you to know before you go to the hospital, like, he's done. Like, it's over. Like, his brain is, he's had an aneurysm. He was nauseous for 90 minutes. Then he was unconscious for 90 minutes. And then 90 minutes later, he was brain dead. And I was at his bedside saying psalms with his dad. It was shocking. I then had to tell the entire Gallery community and board members exactly what was going on, which was the hardest Zoom I ever did. And to let them know that he was not, because at that point everyone was just praying for him, and somebody needed to go. Praying for him is nice, but you will never have another conversation with him.
Pray for his family.
Pray for his family, his beautiful, beautiful little girls.
Or the spitting image. and
then
embody his character.
By Thursday, they pulled the plug, and then by Friday, they funeral, and then Saturday the funeral. You and I were not able to attend the funeral because it was Passover and we were in Mexico, but like 100 Gallerites showed up. People flew in from all over the country on a moment's notice.
Because
Sheena and Maddie flew from Vancouver. Riaz and April drove from down Miami. Katie B. Like, there were so many Gallerites there to honor him.
Because he would have, for any single one of us.
He would have.
He would have been the first person there.
And then everybody's looking for meaning in this. And everyone's trying, what does this mean? What do we do, David? How do we make sense of this? How does the community go on? I don't cry. You're a crier. I don't cry. Maybe a couple times in my life, I remember crying. I can get emotional. I can get upset. I can get scared. But I've been nervous. I'm scared. But this is the first time as a real adult that I ever remember just breaking down and crying. And Riaz was crying, and Ben and I were crying. Corey and I were crying. There were a lot of men, grown macho men, who were crying. It was a shocking, horrible death. And we were not ready for it. And it goes, a couple of thoughts.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm like there all over again.
So he was chasing the health, and he got there, right? He got to the health, but he died anyway. Like, what does that mean? When your time is your time, don't make yourself so crazy running after work. Just read your kids a story instead. Watch TV with your wife instead of going to lift 300 pounds. Because when your time is up, your time is up. I don't know. It's a little. You can imagine to some people, it's upsetting. It's here, the guy finally got in shape. He got help. Boom, dead.
I mean, I think the prevailing narrative or the thought process that we all could get behind at that time in those moments was some people just figure it all out early. Yeah. And by all accounts, Amir was someone who was working at warp speed, learning all sorts of good, bad, ugly. He went to the depths of hell in his own mind and with actions and experience, and he was able to get to the very other side of it, which you and I used to always say, people don't change.
We always said people don't change. But he really did change.
He really did.
And we used to talk about he would change. And that is kind of that sentiment, babe. It's beautiful. And that was the eulogy that I gave. So I wasn't able to be there, but I did make a video eulogy. And what I said in my eulogy, which I'm not going to be able to quote the rabbi, but there is a very famous rabbi from Poland who lived in the 1800s. And his book, very famous book, what he talked about is that every human has a task, has a purpose on this planet. And your only purpose is to complete that task, whatever that task is, whether it's build a bridge or be the type of person who doesn't want to be nice to his parents but becomes nice to his parents, or a person who's not loyal but turns to be loyal, a person who wants to steal but then doesn't steal. Everybody has a task, journey, a self-fulfillment. Not that they have to do something for society, but they have to do some sort of cleanse in themselves because their inclination is to do X, and they fix it to do Y. And then once you do that, there's no point to be in this world anymore. We do believe in an afterworld. We do believe in life after death in another place. And his vision of what all of it, you're supposed to find your task. Some of us are real hard to even find your task or know what your task is. Yeah. And some of us, you're specifically set not to do your task, and you have to overcome those urges, those powers, those desires to become this. And then once you do, there's no point staying here. It'd be why are you in the waiting room? Go see the doctor. Go see God. Why are you still here? Yeah. And that brought me some level of comfort to just think about it, especially all of our friends that are dentists. To be dentist, Sean, we take, I don't know, from the time we're in high school, time we graduate, 700 tests, 700 to 1,000 exams. And there are some exams that people take and they're the answers are just right there in their head. 20 minutes, they're out of the room. And everyone else could stay for another hour and a half. There's always tests that, test takers, people who just knew the information so well. Boom. And I just always think about all of us just sitting in this room taking a test. And this is what I said at his eulogy. And he was I have all the answers. I have perfected the aspect of being a husband, which is a journey for everyone, but especially for him. I have perfected being a dad. Yeah. I have perfected running and building a large practice. And I perfected my health. And you'll see the picture of him. He was a triathlete level health.
I mean, even if you just think of all the words that we had come up with at we ended up throwing a big party, a big celebration of his life at our final RTR, which is David's big annual convention. And it was the most epic, I think, way or send off to him, but also everything that he embodied as his core values are eerily aligned with what it is that you've built in your community. And so, it was poetic. It was beautiful. I think it.
But here's a man who tasked, be a good husband, check.
Yeah.
Be a great father. He loved his girls. He sang to them every
lived
morning.
For them, and he was so proud to talk
Took them
about
skiing. He didn't know how to ski. He's an Egyptian. Next thing you know, we're skiing.
At
he's
42,
at 42, he's skiing.
Learning for the first
skiing,
time,
and he loved it. Took them to Hawaii.
He made life
Egypt,
fun. He sang to them every morning.
Fun.
He
pushed them hard in school. Taught them golf.
Yeah. No, it was finding God and his spirituality again. He was such an inspiring person, and maybe
he's inspired
more
because he showed you can change.
And no, but not just that, but you could be real. He could be his vulnerable self with you. And I think more than anything, I think in a world where we all feel kind of like lost, like little fish, big pond, or just everything's disjointed, as much as it would sometimes be still like he would be the person who would call you. And we're a text world. We're a very
he would live call.
We're very hands on. And I know, and
I'm in the middle of a lecture.
I know, but we're all kicking ourselves now because we missed out on beautiful moments with him, and he made those special, and he made you feel.
What I would do for one more phone call.
I know. And interestingly, we actually did have a FaceTime. We were at our friends, April and Riaz's house. I think it was a day before he went into his coma, or the 2 days before. Yeah. And there was something different about him, and we can all remember that now.
He was supposed to be with us at a weekend in Virginia. And instead, he decided to go to a scheduling institute. And when he got on the phone, we were ragging him that he wasn't there. And he was saying he regretted because we were in the pool, in the hot tub, and the girls were playing. God damn, I wish he would have come to that weekend.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to honor him. We've done, like you said, we've done a lot to honor him. We've raised money for his wife. We have, the community has stepped up. I want to specifically mention two of our friends. Three, really, Jason Sala, and then Corey Ritzow and Josh Papik. These are three people in our community. They have specific expertise with practices via via Practice Growth Institute and via Scheduling Institute. And when he went down and his widow was left with a $4 million, $5 million practice that is just kicking off
and losing
money minute to minute
because of not having Amir there.
Who's going to produce the way Amir produced? Man, they rolled up their sleeves and they put in hundreds of hours to help her package it, market it, and get it onto the next dentist at Feather Sound. And they got no compensation for it.
No.
They got no money. Brokers, like people who move offices, like we have friends who help other friends, they get $200,000. Like that's norm.
I know.
Is for selling an office, $200,000, 5% of the practice, the gross. And they took nothing. They said they're doing God's work.
Yep.
And I know specifically, then they have families and they have practices. I know Josh was doing like 20 hours a week. Yeah. He was doing 20 hours a week. He was in that office 72 hours after Amir was in the ground, working the staff, getting everybody, keeping the money flow going.
And then other
that's
docs,
the most courageous thing I've ever seen.
And other docs going in, working.
Yeah, we're talking about Minal Patel going down, helping out. We're talking about Jose Abedin went and did a stint there. Just landed in Tampa. Give me a schedule. My hands do dentistry. Give me the dentistry. Let's go. Michael Wallach was doing all the clin checks for a bit. The community stepped up, and I'm proud of them. We've done a good job to honor him. So I feel we've taken care of his wife. We've taken care of his daughters. We've shown his dad and his mom the person that he really was. He reached all the benchmarks: a dentist, father, husband, son. He actually went back to his dad's. His dad had 50 years worth. It was a
retirement.
And he flew in to it and spoke so eloquently And his family said they'd never seen him so happy and they'd never seen him speak so eloquent. So he had checked that son box as well.
Well, I think in some respects they got to even get they unfortunately geographically were far enough away. They didn't get to see him when he was going through his biggest change. Not like we were. We were watching a metamorphosis. And it was kind of beautiful and innocent because his parents had known some of the hardships. That was their most freshest memory. And then they got to live through our experience of their son. I felt so bad for that.
His parents kept saying, "Who are you people?
Yeah.
What do you own his practice? Does he own your?" They were so befuddled onto why what amounts to a group of 500 to 1,000 dentists were so concerned about their son and had such memories. We only knew him. I knew him. I met him in 2018. He died in 2025. That's 7 years. 7 years in a 41-year life. And yet he had such a profound effect on us and was such a big part of our lives.
Yeah.
I'll say this. Anytime I am complaining about something, doctors, programs, a line, our children, a patient, a case, a clean check.
An expansion.
If you just turn to me and go, "David, if you're dead in 65 days from now, does this still seem like a big deal?" I understand right now in the moment, I got this going on. I got that going on. Today at 2:00, I was harried, man. I got 7 things going on, 3 people yelling at me, 2 projects that are delayed. But if you'd walk in and go, "David, you're dead in 65 days. Does this matter?" You just go, "No."
Yeah.
And he did, as much as he did seem like he was harried and bothered, he was doing a lot right in terms of his daughter and his own happiness. We used to mock him for going on vacation every other weekend or having something. Every weekend was something. Every weekend was like some trip, some adventure, some class, some travel, some epic golf game.
Well, even remember the famous words by Amir? Are you?
Yeah,
he was prophetic. He had deep sentiments, and sometimes we used to joke that they were, depending on the week, they contradicted one another. But he was always, I don't know, there was just something that I can look at it now and it's like he was teaching us. He had already figured it out.
Yeah. To all of our mediocre dentist family, all of our friends, all of our listeners, no matter what's going on in your day and in your life that seems overwhelming and stressful, and whether you're on a treadmill right now or you're in a car or you're in the back office just listening to my voice, if I said in 65 days from now you're dead, does it still seem like a big deal? Maybe that's his last little gift. It was really nice to watch that with you. That was an experience. We honor him on this day of his passing a year ago. He is not forgotten. He still lives on in each of us.
His children, his wife, his sister, brother.
We honor him every year with something called LFG, and hope to continue that going on. We'll have another episode about LFG. I love you, Amir. I know you're listening, and you just finished the test before the rest of us, and I can't wait to tell you all about it when I see you again. Good night, everyone.
The mediocre dentist, the mediocre dentist. 'Cause sometimes you just feel mediocre. The mediocre dentist, the mediocre dentist. I am mediocre, you are mediocre, and that's not that bad.